to Our Life Yah's Way again. Well, today I'm gonna be making some soursop tea. And so I'm gonna take y'all along with me to pick the leaves off of the tree. And I'm gonna show y'all how I've learned how to make the soursop tea, which we know that it has great benefits. It's really healthy. So come along. Mambo. I only use about 10 leaves to make a good batch of the soursop tea, and I just pick them off, make sure it's nice and good. And I try to get them from different areas of the tree as well. And if y'all can see, my garden is going along. The bugs get to it before we can, so
I'm going to show your okra.
There, I got some okra going in there. The flowers. Very pretty flowers too. I'm gonna have to cut some more of the dead leaves at the bottom, but I got some going in there. Another bloom. And what happens is the flower blooms first, and then the fruit comes after it. So yeah, that's our okra. So here's our okra harvest that we got. We actually got a couple more that I already cut up, but nice little batch of okra. I don't really like okra, but I'm gonna eat it. So I'm gonna find ways to try to get rid of the sliminess. So if y'all have any tips, any ideas of how to get rid of the sliminess, let me know, because that's why I don't like okra. I will eat fried okra though.
One tip was roasting them.
Yeah, one tip I heard was roasting them. But if you have any other tips, let me know, because I don't like okra. But I am gonna eat it for my health. So, but we got 14 here, and I have 4 in the freezer that I already cut up. So what I do with my with the leaves, the soursop. Okay, is I just put them in some little bowl in my filtered water.
There's Big.
Okay, and so I just kind of let them sit here for a little bit, and I'll clean them when I'm ready to clean. And the way I clean them, I just make sure I, wipe off any. I try to get ones that don't have any like whole bunch of dirt and, you know, with birds and stuff. I want to make sure. So I just go through and wash them down really well. So. Okay, so it's ready. It's gonna start boiling. We're gonna boil it until the color changes and the water has a dark color to it. And I'll show you what it looks like once it's finished. So, all right, see you in a bit. Okay, so tonight, while we got our soursop tea in the mix, we're gonna have what's called some, I call it cheeseburger donuts, because I saw a recipe and so I made it. It was really good and I had a special request for it. So I'm going to show the recipe of what I did for the donuts. So for the cheeseburger donuts, I already had we made some.
And shout out to our subscriber that came up with this idea.
Yes, thank you. We love to get ideas, so if y'all have any ideas, just let us know. You know, we hadn't been doing too many videos because of the rain, but we figured since we're home, it's our life y'all's way, this is what we're doing. So last night we made some pizza and I still have meatball mixture left over, so I'm gonna mix this meat with some new ground beef for our cheeseburger donuts. So my hands are already washed and clean. And so I'm gonna go ahead and mix it. Which actually, I'm gonna do, okay, that's all right. And so I'm just gonna get in and mix it real good. This was already seasoned, so I don't wanna over season it, but I am gonna add a little bit more of the salt and pepper because the meatball mixture was already seasoned. So just getting it good. Okay, so here I'm adding in some salt, some black pepper, and I'm just seasoning to taste because the meat is already seasoned. And this is some garlic powder. And I just added a little bit extra because I added in new meat. Now I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of oil, not a whole lot of oil because the meat adds its own oil, and just get it nice and coated in the pan so that we can add the meat. And here goes the meat, already seasoned and ready to just be browned. I'm going to chop it up or crush it till it turns into crumbles. Let it cook really well. As it starts to brown, I just mix it around, get it nice and brown. And I forgot to add some bell peppers, so I added bell peppers at this point. The meat already had onions in it and seasoning from the previous night for the meatball pizza that we had, so didn't need a whole lot extra, but I did want to add some more to taste, so I added some paprika. And everything is to your liking, to your taste, so I added some sweet paprika. However you like it, that's how you can season your, and that's ground beef, so. And then I added some white pepper. And you can choose to use ground turkey, ground chicken, however. And here I add some coriander, just a slight bit of coriander. And then next I'm gonna add some cumin. Just mix it all around really well. And I normally cook my meat to, when I'm browning it and the liquid that comes into it, I don't drain the meat. I just let the meat cook all the way out so that it can just brown. And so what I do is I just add some fresh water so that the seasonings that I've added into the meat can begin to get all through the meat, but then also the water helps to add moisture back into the meat. And here the water that I added is already kind of cooked out. The meat is now moist. And so now you're gonna see this is the finishing product of the Soursop tea. So as you can tell, the water was clear when we first put it in, but now is darker. And you'll see that I'm getting ready to take the leaves out, and the leaves have turned from a bright, vibrant green color to now they're more of a brownish, greenish color. And that's because all of the health is boiled out of it. So there you go. And now we're gonna pour the tea into our jug, and you'll see it has kind of a pinkish tone. The smell kind of smells like a Lipton tea, if you've ever had Lipton tea. It smells similar to that, and that's it. Okay, so you can add honey or sugar to the tea. We choose not to add that because we want to get the health benefits from it, but it's completely your choice, your option if you choose to do that. We just like the benefits of the tea in order to do that. And so I'm not gonna put the top all the way on it, but I'm just gonna let it kind of get cool while I let it sit here. And that's pretty much it for the Soursop tea. It's pretty simple process, and it came from 10 leaves. I probably could have got more, but that's all I do at a time. It's just the 10 leaves. And yeah, you can see how they were bright green and now they're like a brownish greenish color. So, and that's pretty much it for the Soursop tea. So I waited for our meat to cool down. As you can see, it's getting a little lighter, but you can see it's done cooled down, so it's a little bit, it looks dry, it's not dry though. So now the tea is ready to drink, so we're pouring in some tea. So you already know who's gonna be the first one to drink. There he is. Getting a sip of the tea.
Yes.
And so now here we go for the dough. So I added in the flour, and I'm gonna leave all of the directions and the ingredients in the description box, so I'm not going to give the exact measurements right now, but if you look in the description box you will see. So I added in some sugar, salt, the yeast, and we're going to mix it together nice to make sure that it gets incorporated all over. Now we're going to add in the egg. We're going to add in some oil. And then we're also going to add in some milk. Get it all mixed up really well. I'm beating the egg. And so just incorporating the flour, and it's going to turn into a nice soft dough. It's not going to be a tough dough, and it is going to be somewhat sticky, but you're going to make sure you get all of the flour mixed up really well. Once I get it mixed up, then I go in with my hands, and as you'll see, all of the flour is kind of coming together. That's the finishing part of how the dough looks. And I add another teaspoon of oil so that I can get the dough ready to rise. And so I put it and knead it just slightly into the dough and let it sit in the bowl. And then we're gonna cover it up and we're gonna let it sit. Now that it's risen to double its size, we're gonna go ahead and dust the counter, put it out on the counter, and it's ready to roll out. So we're gonna roll it out into a log, and this recipe makes about 8, actually it makes 8 separate donuts, and so I cut it into 8 pieces after I roll it into a log, just even pieces, so that we can get ready to make our donuts. Once you cut them, just set them aside, and you're going to work on them one at a time. And as you can see, the dough is still kind of sticky and soft. So once you start working on the dough, you're gonna just flatten it out until like a disc. You can either use your hand or you can use a rolling pin. It's up to you, but I prefer to use a rolling pin. Make sure your rolling pin is dusted with flour as well as your hands slightly. Roll it into a circle, a round disc. Now we add our meat. And once you get the meat, you can add whatever kind of cheese you want.
Ooh, cheese.
And now what you're gonna do is take the dough and you're just gonna pinch it together, making sure the meat and the cheese is nicely tucked in. And once you get it closed, you're gonna pinch it together. And I like to pinch and kind of twist to seal it. And then once I get it like that, I just pat it down into the shape of, it's gonna look like a stuffed donut. And it's just stuffed with meat and cheese. And set it aside. You want to make sure too that when you put it to the side that you put flour on the whatever you're gonna set it on, the baking sheet or tray or whatever, so it doesn't stick. But here I am rolling out the second one, and then you're gonna add meat. And then you're gonna add the cheese. You can add as much or as little as you want. And this is mozzarella cheese that I'm adding. But you can use cheddar, you can use Colby Jack, whatever your favorite cheese is what you can use. And so here they are finished. And now we're filling our pot up with some oil because we are gonna fry these. And you want to heat your oil up until it's about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And once you put them in, they will float to the top. And you cook them until they're brown. And then flip them. Nice golden brown color. And that's what they'll look like. A nice golden brown, and they're all finished. Alright, so set them aside, then you start the next batch. You don't want to crowd the pan or the pot because you do want it to not cool down the water. The oil. There you go. Nice golden brown color. And we had fries as well. I didn't show the fries, but there you go, homemade fresh cut fries. And there you have the cheeseburger donut. Cheeseburger donuts. So hope you enjoy the recipe. Let me know, and if you have any other requests of anything, just let me know. And yeah, this is our life y'all's way. We're just having a simple meal, enjoying time with family, and that's about it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you later.